This is your boys, Fresh Prince. Got the guy, L.A. Mars, not Lamar, but L.A. Mars, the one and only, over there in the. Where you at, man? You still in the Alps?
Yeah, for right now, man. For right now, I'm in the Alps right now. I'll be back on Monday. I'll be back on Monday, dog. So it's we're enjoying ourselves, man. We just finished, do a little bit of skiing, today. I enjoyed it. I did get hurt a little bit, but it's just come a long way. Not get hurt, but I bust my ass. I bust my ass. So yeah, I didn't get hurt, but I
Those
bust my
are
ass. So
growing pains, man.
growing
They're
pains,
not
just
just.
learning,
Hmm.
man. So but it's been fun, man. I enjoy my time, and yeah, making my way back, So just thankful and blessed, and
Yes,
got to
sir.
get back and talk about good things, man. Good things. I don't feel like $1 million like this guy does. I'm not $1 million yet, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there, y'all. Getting
Man, I feel like $1 million, but my team, quite frankly, doesn't feel like that, honestly. But speaking of teams, man, let's go ahead and segue. We're going to heat up. We're going to heat up this show for y'all. For everybody out there that's cold, it's cold pretty much everywhere, honestly. For the people that are out there in the Alps and whatnot, we're gonna heat it up with a hot topic, man. We're finally gonna talk about it. Jimmy Butler, Heat. We got the one and only, not an official source. He's off the books, but got a source over there in LA Mars. What's going on with your boy, man, and your other guy, Mr. Pat, man? What's going on?
there. Man, so for the people out there, for my audience, man, I don't know if y'all know. I mean, I know Fresh Prince knows, but for the audience out there, I've had my time to speak about this earlier in the season, or earlier last year, going probably like October, November-ish. I was talking about a couple things, as far as Pat Riley and Jimmy concerned on the rundown on my show. But I never really dove into this space of talking about this like this. I didn't think we would get here to this point. I never thought we would get here, but I had a little bit of a thought in my mind that there was a chance, and now we're here. And now, man, y'all, I tell you what, y'all, this is rough. This is rough. For those of you that don't know, like Fresh Prince said earlier, I'm not the end all be all as far as like the Miami Heat kind of soar, but they're my team. They're my team. And I don't care what anybody else says out there in the world of basketball. They've been my team since the '90s when they had Lonzo Mourning, when you had Tim Hardaway Jr., and of course my boy D Wade getting the first chip for us. Um, you know, um, but there's another story to that whole LeBron James thing. That's another story for another day. So, but anyways, um, what we have come to realize now, the topic of conversation what we're having is that Jimmy Butler wants out of Miami. My guy. Um, whew, where do we start with this, y'all? I mean, there's a lot of places where you could start, but I believe one of the best places that you could start at this, or how we got here, was the summer of last year. The summer of last year, we got bounced out the playoffs. I think we lost against Boston in the first round. That
Yep.
was, it is what it is. It wasn't as bad as we thought we expected to be because our guy was injured. He was hurt. I think he was hurt in a playing game, playing against Phoenix. I'm not Phoenix, against Philly. I still, I'm out to get Kelly Oubre some way, but he did that. But I tell you, I don't forget things, bro. I don't. But so, but anyways, if there was a particular timeline that we're seeing here, man, you got to look at things in context and details. Like Jimmy's a 35-year-old, and he wants to get paid. He's getting about 48, 49 this year. Probably next year he getting about 50. But he wants an extension. He wants that extension, and he wanted the extension last year. Wasn't going to get the extension last year. And if everybody remembers, there was a particular comment that was made about Jimmy by our president, Pat Riley. Man, first of all,
Beginning of the
Jimmy,
end. That was it.
look, man, it was the beginning of the end. It was the beginning of the end, y'all. Like, I think if everybody knows, Jimmy is a troll, man. Jimmy's a troll. So, like, we all know that. Like, I do my best, trolls because of him. I try to, I can't, because it's just what he does, man. So, he said a few things about the Celtics. He said a few things about the Knicks. if we go to Pacifics, he said that it'd be a different story if he was there in the playoffs. Which is fair to say because history shows what he's done to them. So but Pat clapped back. Pat clapped back, and it buzzed over everywhere, over the airwaves. Definitely, I caught it quick. I said, "Man, this is gonna blow up." And Pat said, "Yo, if you're not on the court, keep your mouth shut." Straight up as that. And he said this to the press. Exit interview. Said this was in like
he did
May.
say he did say he wasn't sure if Jimmy was trolling or not. He did say that first. So
He did. He prefaced that first, but he still put it out there. He still put it out there. He said, "You got to keep your mouth shut, regardless." I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" And I knew, like my boy Fresh Prince said, it was the beginning of the end. I knew because I was like, man, of all the people, you do not say that to Jimmy Butler. You could say that about anybody else, but you just don't say that to Jimmy Butler. I don't care how rejuvenated or refreshed or whatever you want to call Jimmy looks with us, because I know he's been that great for us and he hasn't been a problem until Pat said that. I was like, yo, you could have just left him alone. You should just left him alone because we can go down the line and throw stats out there, but the man has brought the Miami Heat to the past in 4 years to 2 NBA finals. He brought them there. Without him, come on now. So, to fast forward to the timeline of where we're at now, he got no extension. He said, "I don't pay people who just gets to the finals. You got to win it for me. Basically, what have you done for me lately? Things like that. So and then he doesn't pay people who are of that age group. So, and it was unfortunate, man. It's very unfortunate. And then we get all the way to now. Man, like the most recent of craziness that we've dealt with, that Jimmy Butler is being suspended for 7 games for saying that he has lost his joy for the game. Not even his joy for the game. I'll put the exact words out there. So, because like I said, I know it. It's not he's lost his love for the game. He's lost his joy to play on the court in Miami. Straight up.
Yep.
And
he's
now
still happy off the court.
He's still happy. Like I said, we could dive into this. But anyway, let me finish. Let me finish. So now, suspended for 7 games, and we don't know what's going to happen when he comes back. But Jimmy has obviously said that he wants to play anywhere but in Miami. I tried to reach out to Jimmy. Jimmy's not answering me. So maybe it's because my service, where I'm at. Try to DM him just in case. He still wasn't answering. So I know he was dealing with stuff with the coffee place. But so that's where we're at right now. Sources are saying that he is probably headed to Phoenix. That's what sources are saying. So that's what we got, man. That's what we got. That's where we're at. I got a lot more, but I definitely don't want to just keep talking. I want to give my boy Fresh Prince a chance to be on the pedestal and see what he wants to say, be able to talk on the panel. So, but that's what we got so far.
See, that's a point I was going to segue to. I was going to ask what teams do you think he's going to go to, but I've been hearing Phoenix. But the thing is, Brad Beal got the no trade contract, no trade clause, and you guys don't want Brad Beal, obviously. It's like there's no place to send him.
Well,
so that part don't really make sense.
So the part. So here's like I said, I'm doing the best I can here, y'all. I'm doing the best I can with the information that I got. I'm doing the best. I'm not the insider, but I'm doing the best. So the thing about that with Phoenix is that you're right. At the end of the day, Bradley Beal holds all the cards at this day. Like if he wants to dance, then talk to him. Talk to him. Let me know. See what it is. But let's keep it spade to spade. The Phoenix Suns are trash. They're trash. Like as far as currently constructed right now, they're trash. There's no way that you should be able to be in the position that you are now. I forgot what their hold on. I can check that in real time right now. What's their standings right now? I think
they're, I want to say 18 and 9. No, like 16 and 19. I want to say.
Let's see. They are 18 and 19 right now, and they are in the 11th spot. They're in the 11th spot. With a Bradley Beal. Sorry, let me know you start there. With a Devin Booker, Kevin Durant and a Bradley Beal team, you're in the 11th spot. I mean, come on now. This is done. Whatever they thought was happening, that's done. So when we sit here and think about Phoenix not being the possibility, um, and then let's throw in the fact that he's on the bench now. I mean,
They're trying to get him to waive that no clause, no
that is
trade clause. Crazy.
Wild.
They really,
So
wow.
they're
It's crazy.
trying, man. So I think what could happen here is if we want to sit here and say that this could work, you get Bradley Beal to do that as long as he gets to go to Miami. He goes to Miami, and he's not what you want to call being the second option, but he's close to it. And he gets to be more having hands on the ball than what currently he is constructed in Phoenix. Jimmy, he has no problem playing the way he plays because, like I said, Phoenix is trash. They need to bring a person in of that nature who's that dog mentality, who brings that physicality with that team, and they'll do it. He'll do it. Like, he has no problem being – I'm pretty sure he has no problem being the third option, and then he gets a good flow of the action as far as, coming up the screens, going down low in the paint, doing what he does best, So I see no issue with that. But like I said, all the cards hold with Bradley Beal right now. I just wonder what other pieces would be given to us because I'm not just going to take Bradley Beal straight up for a trade like that.
So
that's
what I was trying to get at, though. You would take Bradley Beal's contract, the worst contract in the league? Because I don't think Pat will, honestly.
I don't think Pat will either. I don't think Pat will. But I mean, let's keep it spade to spade, though. I think Pat. People don't understand. People want to sit here and say that Pat. Trust me, I'm gonna put some fault on Pat. There's like 80% on this. The 80 to 90% goes on Pat Riley. I'm not gonna lie to you. 80 to 90% goes on Pat Riley. I'm not even gonna. Maybe the whole thing. I'm not really gonna say nothing about Jimmy too much. I'll probably only give like 5% to Jimmy for his antics right now, just for the antics. But I'm not really tripping about that. That's just what Jimmy is. That's why I said it's like the rest of it is on Pat Riley. But
and it could be a lot worse, honestly, with Jimmy.
It could be. I just look, man, look. But yeah, I just don't know. I just really honestly don't know about that situation with Bradley Beal and whatnot because, like I said, no one wants that contract. No one wants to take it on. But I do feel like you have a Bradley Beal to be a refreshed place being down there in Miami. I think your body feels a lot better. I think things will be better for him. I think holistically the team will be better off from it, depending on what we can get. But like you said, Pat's not really going to take that. If we want to go down the line as far as a team that could work, probably
the Warriors, right?
At first, I wanted to say yes, but after reports, what we've heard, I'm pretty sure you've heard it too. That's not happening. Warriors have taken their deals off the table. That's done.
Wow! I've heard the opposite. I've heard Jimmy come out and say he's not going to Milwaukee, or
he's not going to Milwaukee or Memphis. He's not
or
going
Memphis. There. Yeah. That's what I heard.
Jimmy's taking that off the table, but the Warriors have said they didn't want to deal with that as far as with the whole Jimmy thing. That's what I've heard.
Wow.
I guess they're trying to stick to Kuminga and whatnot, but I would definitely take.
They love Kuminga.
I'm telling you, man. I appreciate them for loving Kuminga because I tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if we get Kuminga and then it just, look, it'd be crazy.
Him and Bam that would be a crazy duo. Him and Bam.
Oh, they would hate us. They would hate us. The Warriors would hate us. They'd be like, "Oh my gosh, they just unleashed him." So, but what I can tell you, there's one team that I believe he's going to go to, but there's a second team. I heard about this, and at first I was tripping, but then I was like, I wouldn't really be tripping about this. So I'm gonna throw this out here to you, and then just gonna see what you think. First team, which could happen, is the Houston Rockets. There's a chance that he could go to the Houston Rockets because I wouldn't mind getting Jalen Green, and you get Jimmy Butler, and then maybe we get a couple of picks or maybe get something out of that.
The thing is, I think Jalen Green can't be traded because he just got an extension.
Did he?
Yeah, he got an extension in the offseason. Him and Sengun, I believe. They can't be traded until
to the second year? I don't know
when. Yeah, I think so.
I think it's to the second year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, they can't be traded. So you'll probably be getting Jabari Smith or Reed Shepherd, some of the other young players. Cam Whitmore probably.
I'm telling you, any of those at this point, I wouldn't, because there were like Cam Whitmore's not happy right now. He's not happy. He's not happy. They
He's
have a
not getting
report
no
out there.
time.
They had an interview and he had like 19 points in like 18 minutes, they said, or something like that. And he was like, man, you're very efficient. This and third. He's like, it's whatever. And he was like, oh, so you're not? I'm not happy with my usage rate right now. I'm not. And he just told him straight up. I'm like, which I'm not knocking him because he can hoop. And then you want to sit here and then I just heard the other day they sent Reed Shepherd down to the G League
And
then he gets 41 or 49, something like that. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, y'all got to give these people some playing time because y'all, you think that they're not going to do well. They're doing well. So might as well throw them in the fire. So,
but
I don't know.
I would say with that team, though, they have a lot of people at their position that's ahead of them. For example, for the fours, you got Sengun, you got Thompson, you got what's called it as well. I'm blanking out. Sengun, you got Thompson, you got Jabari Smith. All, they all play around the same position. And then you got Jeff Green as well. And then as for the guards, you got Jalen Green, you got Fred as well. And they're going to probably play the whole game because after them, you don't really have depth. So I feel like they're just on the wrong team, honestly. So they go to y'all. Probably definitely flourish.
Man, we'll see. I mean, and then I heard about this one, but it's nothing. It's really nothing. This is really a shot in the dark here. I kind of wouldn't complain about it too much because at this point it's like whatever. At this point, because we'd rather have somebody play. The Clippers. I heard of that. There's a Kawhi Leonard sighting could happen.
Kawhi for Jimmy?
I heard something like that.
I have, man. If I was y'all, I would never even think of doing that. Honestly, that's just me personally.
I wouldn't either. I'm telling you, I just said it's just that's why it's a stretch. That's a huge stretch.
That actually might be the worst contract in the league.
It probably
at least Brad Bill plays.
Yes, far out. I just I sat there and thought I was like, man, I wouldn't mind to sit here and have a guy play 40, 50 games, not complain, keep his mouth shut, and just play. And then like if we lose him, we lose him. It's whatever. We know what it is. As opposed to a guy who hasn't, like no shade to Jimmy, but it's like, yo, this is what we gonna get. This is what we gonna get if you don't treat him right. So Kawhi just quiet ass, just gonna do his thing, and then just like, oh, okay, we know what to expect. We got 40 out of him, and that's it.
I mean, you'd probably be lucky to get 40 at this point because he's playing like what 30 games a year. I know last year he played a lot. He played like 65, but he got hurt in the first round. This year he would play like 2 games so far.
Yeah, 2 games so far. So I don't know how that's gonna work, man. Shout out to Kawhi though, man. I got no knock on you, man. I just, I do believe what the reports say. He probably is one of the worst superstars in this league. So I do believe that. I do, because once it was said of how he was not marketable and all that, what he's not doing for the team, I was like, damn, they're making a point. They're making a point. And I'm like, yo, like, you should be able to do something, bro. Like, don't just sit there and be like, like, at least make yourself interesting, bro. Like, I get it, bro. I get it. Like, some people just are not like that, and I understand it. But just at least do a freaking podcast where you can talk by yourself.
Frank, get on a podcast P.
That should have been. Why did that not happen? Like, how did you not? That's your teammate, and you didn't want it, bro. Man, what? No, come on now. That's crazy work. Crazy work, man. Well, yeah, I heard about that. I don't think that's gonna happen. I was like, yo, like, because right now, Miami's not gonna send him in conference. That's what they're not gonna do. They're not gonna send him in a conference. They're not gonna give him a chance to, come back and, whoop their ass or anything like that. Or, so they're gonna send him away. And knowing Pat, Pat probably wouldn't even care. He would send him to. I've heard send him
Sacramento.
People were joking around, send him to Siberia. I've heard people say that he does not care. He'll send that man somewhere bad, and like the Wizards or something like that. And I was like,
send him to Charlotte.
Send him to Charlotte, like so.
But the only tough thing about that is he can't really do that because he has a player option. So if Jimmy tells these teams he's not going to play for them, then they're not going to trade for him if he's going to walk anyways.
Exactly. Jimmy. So when you think about Jimmy holds the key, Jimmy holds the power, or the little bit of leverage, if you want to say it. You know, like I said, in this stage of what we're dealing with, I give all the blame to Pat Riley. I do. I really do, man. And Pat's my guy. I know he's the mafia fam and whatnot out there. He's the end all be all out there. But man, Pat, you I'm gonna have to look at the camera for this. Pat, you messed up, bro. You messed up. I and I'm pretty sure Fresh Prince knows this. This is the third time he's done this. This is the third.
Back to back. It's crazy.
I mean, bro, the trend is just Lonzo was like, oh man, it's rough. D Wade, what? And then LeBron.
Now Jimmy,
man. Like it just. The only thing I can sit here and say is that he's consistent, and I'm not knocking for the consistency because we know it's either Pat Riley's way or the highway. So, but it's just so tough, man. It's like, man, like the first, if I'm not mistaken, at least D Wade. I'll say at least D Wade. At least D Wade was your homegrown bread winner. You know, that's your homegrown bread winner.
He's the one that honestly brought y'all back to prominence, honestly, and won a championship, like, the first one.
So I'm like, come on, what are we doing here? Zoe, wasn't with us. LeBron, okay, wasn't with us. But it's like, yo, like those are like some pinnacles for the team, And I definitely am not, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, from back in the day. We can still have that conversation another day, but LeBron definitely gave us 2 chips. He did. You got to be appreciative of that. But it's like, yo, like I kind of saw the writing on the wall at this point because I was like, bro, there's Zoe. Like if I wanted to go in levels, there's Zoe, there's Braun, there's D Wade. So that's the tiers. So where do you think Jimmy's gonna fall? Jimmy's all the way down to 4 with all those guys. So that's the way I saw it. I said, with those 3 guys, he's the 4th one. I know Pat is not tripping about this. I know he's like, you think you're going to try me and strong arm me after what I've been through already with these guys? Oh, no. We'll suspend you for 7 games. Let you think about it for a second. And that sucks, man. That just sucks. It's like, man, you can't do that, man. Like I said, it's like, it sucks to be at a point where it's like, what have you done for me lately? But as we said before, Jimmy has shown
2 finals.
It's more so, and the thing is, it's more so, what have you done for me lately, Pat? What have you done for me? Like,
nothing. No KD, no Dame. Who else was there?
Kyrie?
No Kyrie, no Donovan Mitchell, no James Harden.
Like, did you not read the writing on the wall for the reports of, who's Jimmy's favorite player? It's Kyrie Irving. Why did you look, man. I remember when that whole thing went down, man. Not a single one of them, man. Not a single one. But see, now I have calmed down. I still curse the Blazers, but I have calmed down about the whole Dame thing. I really have, because it's out of Dame's hands. He can't really do nothing. Like, he strictly said he wanted to go to us. Strictly. I mean, it's a win-win. He tried his best. I remember I was calling this from years. I said, man, he wants to go to us. He wants to go to us. And he said it. Once he finally said it, management said, nope, can't do it. So F John or Jim Cronin, F him, so still curse them. Y'all are trash, as you should be. So, we don't even think of y'all as nothing. So, but to say all that, that's nothing really you can do about. But the other ones, come on, man. KD, Kyrie, Donnie. I mean, I just don't get it, man. And I don't know. I should have did my due diligence, and I apologize to the audience to where this story lies, because I don't know how accurate it is. It sounds pretty accurate to me that there was a scenario that Pat Riley, one of these seasons where we could, I think it was either Kyrie. Was it Kyrie? I think it was that season, maybe. where he fell asleep at the wheel and forgot to trade Kyle Lowry. I'm like,
Man, that was
how,
crazy.
bro?
That was
How?
crazy.
How? We're sitting here. Everybody knows what's about to happen. We're like, okay, we're done with Kyle. Kyle's done his part. That's it. We knew it. We knew it. And I was like, I said, yeah, I can't knock Kyle. I said, his numbers are horrible right now. He's not the Kyle that we once had. This is not like Jimmy, but this is worse. His numbers are horrible. And
he was trash.
he just flies around and like it flops and everything. And then you got people like pause, where the women talk about his big butt and everything. I'm like, yo, man, get him out of here, dog. Get him out of here, man. Like, so it's like we knew what it was, you know? So I just it was just bad, man. It was just bad, bro. So like, but when he fell asleep, I was like, yo, did you really fall asleep at the trade deadline, bro?
He's just too old, honestly.
So
he's old.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks, man, because it's like, yo, that between that and, like I said, Kyrie, and it sucks, man. It really, really sucks because the Kyrie thing. Let's back up a little bit and look at it in hindsight a little bit. There were a lot of teams that did not want to touch Kyrie. There was a lot of teams just because of I don't want to call it the antics, but sort of what came with it.
Yeah, it's really the antics. You hit it on the money.
I mean,
the shenanigans.
Yeah, so it didn't want to touch that. But then people fail to realize that this guy's getting older. He's getting older. He's much more mature now at this point. And now you got the Kyrie that everyone knows that he had some potential to be from last year, even now. I'm like, oh my gosh. If Miami would have had that, I was like, yo, that's all we needed. And now you're like, we're a trade too late or a season or two too late for Terry Rozier. What the heck is this, man? Like, God.
He is trash. He is trash.
I said, yo, what is
He's
this,
so
man?
trash.
When we first got him, I said, oh, heck yeah, we here, man. Like, superstar level, okay. All-star level, possibly. Okay, cool. And, bro, I'm like, yo, you just as bad as Kyle Lowry, bro. What are you on, bro? Like, the numbers don't make sense. I'm looking at the stats. I'm like,
and he's young, too. That's the part that don't make sense. He's like, what, 28?
Look, the only thing I can attest to it, there's
bro
a
should be in the prime.
No, the only thing I can attest to it is it's a different world out in Miami, bro. And I think he just can't handle it. I think it's a different world out there. And he just wasn't ready for it. He's been out there a few times. I think he might have a house out there or something like that out there, but I just don't think he should be able to live there for I just man, he's definitely sold us. I don't even think he's in the starting lineup anymore. So I think he's on the bench. So shout out to Tyler Hero, man, getting buckets, going crazy right now. He's going to be an all-star this year. Hopefully Bam can get in there too. I don't know yet, but definitely Tyler Hero is going to be in there. And I don't know. There's talk that's saying that Jimmy doesn't like the style of play that we're playing right now just because he's not really getting the ball like that. I just don't know, man. I don't know. I do not blame Jimmy at all, man. I don't. Like I said, I give him like maybe 2.5 to 5%, but not really much at all because I mean, let's think about it here. And a lot of the networks and a lot of the people out here are really trying to go at Jimmy and saying like, oh man, this is the fourth time he's done this. Like, no, like let's keep it spade a spade. Chicago wasn't too good, so he had to get out of there. So the situation wasn't too good. So that was valid for him to do that. Minnesota,
Minnesota was crazy though.
That was valid. I think
they had a really good team. You think so?
Bro.
They had a real good team.
Think about this, bro. You have 2 number 1 picks. And the 2 number 1 picks are playing trash. Like we could I'll go back and look at the numbers. Trash might be an understatement. That might be a little too harsh for them. But like they were
playing pretty good, honestly. They weren't like playing superstar roles, but I want to say Cat was putting up at least like 24 points. It's just they didn't have the grit, the toughness, the will.
They didn't have the toughness. Jimmy's saying they were soft.
The heart.
It was true. They didn't have the heart. It was true. That's what I'm saying. It was true. Like I would love to play for a player like that or play with a player like that on the court. Like tell me. Okay, all right, I'll show you. I'll show you. I'll get a couple
but
flagrant fouls and show you what it is. So
but
like
like I feel like at that point you continue to push your teammates. You don't just bail. You know what I'm saying?
I think it
Because
was
he was
another thing
only
they
there.
weren't gonna.
He was only there for what? Not even what, one whole season maybe. He
Yeah,
got there, I think, mid-season trade from the Bulls. They made the playoffs, and then a couple months later, like what, a month into the season, he got traded. Like
I think
just
I think it was a
see.
contract thing too with him too, though. I think it was a contract thing with him too. So
They weren't trying to
I think
extend him, but
yeah, I
Thibs
think it
was
was too.
he was the head coach and the GM. I'm pretty sure he would have paid him at that point. So
Possibly. The Philly thing, we know how that one is. I'm
yeah, that one wasn't his fault at all. You
that
can't blame him for that.
Tobias Harris over me. I mean, man, talk about viral moment, man. Because like you go with Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons, like man, golly, just to think of. And the thing is, let's like Embiid, even though he had his moment and he tried to woo PG on live TV during the finals, but Embiid was still wanting Jimmy Butler in the offseason.
Yeah,
That's how good Jimmy Butler was for the 76ers. I mean, he was cold. And he was like, yo, bring him back. Please bring him back. And he's just talking about that was one of the best players he ever played with. So that wasn't his fault. And now we're here. If you had to sit here and tell me about Minnesota, maybe Minnesota was kind of bad. Maybe it was. Maybe it was a little bad. But I mean, I can't sit here and say all these other ones are bad. I can't. And then this Miami one, I can't. Like you got trash players out here in the league, and forgive me for saying trash because I know I'm not in the league, but I mean you got trash players in the league getting paid almost as much as what Jimmy's getting paid for. And Jimmy is a superstar level type player, bro. Like, what are we doing?
I would say in the playoffs at this point in his career, regular season, like an all-star because he coasts.
I'll say all. Okay, we'll say all star because Jimmy, that we know who Jimmy is. He just likes to coach. He just likes to coach, and so that's cool. And that's the thing. I think that's the thing for our team is like we're not even tripping about. He
But
can coach.
that's a kind of a quick question I got for you though. Like, how does
Yeah.
that fit with the Miami grit and grind type of mentality? You have, a player, your best player that just coasts through the regular season. Isn't everything supposed to be high intensity and, will and gritty?
So, okay, shoot. See, I just put myself in a corner now saying coast. Um, let's see here. You're right. You are so right. You're right about that. I think in a lot of ways, Jimmy hoops, and you correct me if I'm wrong here. I think the way Jimmy is, he's like a Swiss Army knife. He can do a little bit of everything. But for the betterment of the team, he's trying to instill confidence in everyone else to make sure that they can hoop to their best abilities instead of it just having to fall on him every time. Now, when we get to the playoffs, if there's a situation that needs to be dealt with and needs to be done, Jimmy gonna handle that. And as we've seen thus far, he's handled that. And it's just that to be in a situation to where he needs, which we've seen and which we have said on numerous occasions, he needs more help. And I think respectfully, no shade to my team, no shade to my players, but these are not your no-name your well-known name players who've been drafted. We just draft people. They're undrafted players that we're picking up. So it's like, bro, how do you think we're gonna fare? Like at first I sat
It
here
was
and I was
working.
like, oh, it was working at first. It was. I mean, I was like, Boston who? New York who? But then when they started building, and I was like, and we're not building, I'm like, do you think we're gonna get tougher? No, we're the same people. And that's like, what did you think? Like, what? You're not gonna go out to make a deal to go get a center so Bam can go to the 4, so he can transfer over, play his actual role. So we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna get an actual point guard, so get Tyler Hero off the ball, let Jimmy do what he wants to do. We're not gonna do that. Like, one of the worst things that they could have ever done is let go of Strus. Because now Strus has just made Cleveland Cavaliers amazing. So it's like, that's happened. But I would definitely say, to answer your question, you do want your superstar player to play at his highest level. I think like I said, in a lot of ways, I think it's not to a point which I can appreciate about Jimmy. I'm not gonna lie, I can appreciate about Jimmy. I just think Jimmy needs to turn it up a little bit more so we can win the games that we're supposed to win. Because now you're looking at Jimmy like, yo, we're losing the games that we shouldn't be losing, and you're not producing. So it's like, what's up? Because if I'm not mistaken here, I got this. I wanted to make sure I said this real quick. I saw this little stat here. And this was rough, man. When I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, bro. It hurt me, bro. It really did. It said here, the first 17 games. Yeah, I had to get this stat. First 17 games, Jimmy averaging 19 points, 56% for the field, about close to 6 rebounds, and about 5 assists a game. Pretty solid. The last 5 games, I repeat, the last 5 games. 12 points, close to 50% from the field, 6 rebounds, and about 4 assists.
He's not playing the fourth quarter. It's not his fault.
And his usage rate is low too. They said this is the lowest it's been. So at this point, which I've come to conclude, Jimmy has no, let's just hear again. I said, this is not one of the Jimmy situations that we've seen in the past. Jimmy, F's with everyone on the team. I mean, everyone. He's got no beef with nobody on the team whatsoever. I mean, people wanted to call me up and be like, oh, he's going at Udonis Haslam and da-da-da-da. I'm like, yo, chill. Just wait. And what happened? Because I knew what we were about. But this is not about that. This is about
bigger than that.
Pat Riley and Spo. That's what it's about at this point. It's just them two. Mainly Pat Riley. But I've seen interviews countless times that the players, they're sitting because they don't know what to say. That's their guy.
I think Tyler Hero he literally said, I don't know.
He said, I don't know. Bam said, all we do is just play basketball. That's all we do. We're going to continuously play basketball, do what we can to win games. Everyone has a family speed as well. So that's what we're going to do. And that's the answer. That's just the right answer to put out there. I'm pretty sure that they're all hitting up Jimmy being like, yo, what's good, bro? They're not going to say, what you going to do? Or they might be saying that. But they're like, damn, man, you ain't going to get nothing from Pat, bro? I'm like, I don't know. No, they can't say that you're tripping. They're probably not going to say that. I don't think they're saying that. Because I think they say everyone in their mama knows that someone should be getting paid. You got to get paid.
No. I'm saying they're saying Pat is tripping.
Oh yeah. They probably saying on closed door. Yeah. They say, yo, I'm talking to you, Jimmy. Pat tripping, bro. I'm like, bro, you helped us, bro. And he not seeing that you helped us, bro. And he not gonna pay you. You need to pay you. So I heard something the other day where the conversation could be had. This is what I would do, and I could agree with it. I think Shaq said it the other day, and I can agree with Shaq. He said that him and Pat Riley need to be in a room and have a conversation about this contract. This contract cannot be what he thinks it is to be, because the contract, if I'm not mistaken, you correct me if I'm wrong here, that contract is where Jimmy, so currently 48 to 49 currently getting paid this. Next year, he's projected to get 55 next year. But if you reconstruct this contract is supposed to be towards almost a max deal to where it's going to be a 3-year, $80 million, $60 a year. So they need to sit down and have a conversation about that. So wow. They need to sit down and have a conversation
60
about
a year.
Bro, 60 a year, bro. 60 a year. So they need to have a conversation about this. And, one of the things that Shaq was saying was like, yo, he sat him down, talked to him about his contract and whatnot. I can bring in this piece and this piece and this piece. And he did that. And they ended up winning a championship in 2006. The only thing that's tough now at this point, which I think, Shaq alluded to, they can't even get to that point now. They can't even get to a table to talk in a room at this point. They can't. And even on top of that, you done messed us up for the past years. What the hell is Pat Riley going to bring in now? We lost all the superstar players. They're all locked up. What you think? So it's like, you can't woo Jimmy into thinking like, oh, you going to give me this. Well, where were they before? What happened before? You thought we were just gonna ride into the sunset with the same ass team? Like
it kind of seems like he was thinking that you can keep getting these super role players, the undrafted super role players, and just have one superstar in Jimmy, and then we'll just keep going, getting back to the finals, and that's good enough.
Nah. Terrible. No knock to Bam Adebayo. Bam is my guy. Bam and Tyler Hero, those are my guys. That is not the equivalent to a D Wade and Shaq. That is not the
not even close.
Not even close. That is not the equivalent to a LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. I mean, not even close. Like, man, not even that. We going down the line to it. Not a Ray Allen, not a Mike Miller, not a Shane Battier, not a Norris Cole, not a Mario Chalmers. Like, what are we dealing with? What are we dealing with right now? Like I said, this is my team we're talking about. Like, Jovic? Like, what? Like, what? Oh, my gosh. Help me. Oh, help me. Pella Larson? Josh Christopher? Like,
Haywood Highsmith.
Oh, don't get me started. Haywood Highsmith, man. The only person who I feel so bad about right now, I feel horrible about, is Drew Smith. I feel horrible for Drew Smith, man. I mean, dang, bro. You and oh gosh, it hurts me, bro. You tore your ACL last year, and now you tore your Achilles this season. And he was hooping too. He was hooping. I felt so bad for him, man. I did. And then I even felt bad a little bit, maybe just a little bit. I felt bad for our rookie, man, our center. I'm like, why aren't we putting him in the game? Put him in the game next to Bam so Bam doesn't have to be a center. Like, like I said, I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
It makes too much sense, I guess.
I don't know, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be on my soapbox like this, y'all, but right now, let's see. Just for giggles here. Right now, we are currently in the 6th seed at 20-17. Right now, and I mean that keeps us out of the play-in, but that's all we've ever been is a team like that. That's all we've ever been. If not 6, we're playing. So it's like there's nowhere to go from this. There's nowhere to go. Well, let's keep it spade. Let's look at this. We're not going to beat Orlando. They're getting stronger by the minute. They just got Paolo Banchero. Paolo Banchero on the first game got 34 points, 9 rebounds, and something else of assists, maybe like 6 assists or something like that, and 2 steals. So it's like, and then Wagner is coming back. So come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Milwaukee, complete turnaround. And they're locked in now. That's not going nowhere. New York, we know what that is. The ugly ass green team up there is just staying afloat, just doing what they do to stay afloat and get to the playoffs. That's it. And now the one team which I'm thankful for and appreciative of, they could maybe make a run for their money. Cleveland. Oh man, this is for you guys. This season is for you. For you to win a championship, this is for y'all. Because there's a cluster in this league right now. I mean, a cluster. I mean, shout out to the Detroit Pistons, man. The Pistons. Who would have thought?
Shout out to Tobias Harris. He's playing better than Paul George.
Oh my gosh. I forgot about Paul George. I forgot about Philly, bro. That's how bad the Philly is, bro. I didn't even see them on here, bro. They're 11th place.
They have
bro.
to be
15.
Wow.
15-21, bro. Oh my gosh. I haven't heard nothing.
They're making
about
a run though. They were I think at a point in time they were 3-12.
Wow. And I've heard no news. Like, I don't dive into, mind you, y'all, I don't dive into basketball. I mean, the basketball, me and Fresh Prince, that's our game. But we do so much, out and about that it's kind of difficult to really keep our eyes on these players and our eyes on these games, And I haven't heard about Joel Embiid signing in a long time. So I don't even know what the heck's going on with that guy. I mean,
he's
I don't
playing
wish
tonight though. Actually, I think
he is.
This is his return. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I pray to the fathers in heaven that a basketball doesn't hit him in the face. I pray because, oh my goodness, it's everything with this guy, everything. And mind you, I used to be called injury prone back in my day hooping, bro. And like, so I can't even imagine how crazy this is for this guy. Like, this guy has no chance at all. Anything that happens to him, like the Kaminga thing that happened when I seen it last year, I was like, do you really get hurt for someone just falling on you like that? But then I was like, I can't. I'm not going. I said, I can't do that. Can't do that. But like you said, Paul George. Oh my gosh. I forgot all about Paul George, bro.
We're probably gonna have a whole nother discussion just for Paul George in the podcast.
Just for Paul George. Just for Paul George. Now, Paul George, you my guy, bro. Look, I'm gonna get the merch. I'm getting the merch. So I'm just saying, you my guy. Shout out to you, bro. Keep doing the podcast feed, bro. Woo! Maybe you should have stayed in the Clippers, bro.
Paul George over me?
Paul George over me? Paul George over me? Man. Because, like, bro, think about it, though. Think about it. Jimmy is currently trolling us right now. Currently. Like, the numbers that I just put out, the stats, one, it's because of Pat and Spo. But Jimmy, by the time Jimmy comes back, or if he comes back to us, or if he goes to another team, boom, the number's going to go straight up automatically.
I'm not sure if he goes back to y'all. I think he still is probably going to extra coast if he is playing with y'all, honestly, just to stir up some more trouble. Because that's what he's been doing anyways, you know?
Yeah. I think that's going to happen. Well, I agree with you. On that hand, I agree with you. And then I'll end it like this. I'll say it like this. If he doesn't go to another team, he's going to walk anyways. At this point, he's going to walk. So I think that's tough. So, which I don't think is possible. There's two scenarios in my head here, in my mind here. What the one that you said, but then I think about these two. If that happens, what you said, which I don't think they can do, I wouldn't be surprised if they suspend him for the rest of the season. Be like, if you're going to play like this, then we just have you just sit for the rest of the season. We don't care if you sit and let you walk at this point. Because I know Pat's going to play hardball and do that. I know. I don't care. We are winning games without you right now. Like we're on a 3-game winning streak without you. For us to beat these teams, we need you. But we don't want you if you're going to do that. So it's like, Pat's going to play hardball. Be like, all right, they're going to suspend you, let you sit down, let you do what you want to do, let you go travel, do what you want to do, and then get your money, and then you can walk. You can walk. We don't care. You're going to let him walk. Or we come back and we see a Jimmy that's refreshed. Maybe he's a little calmer. Pat might be a little calmer as well. You know, I'm not sitting here saying they're going to make contractual agreements, but, you know, maybe he comes back and is like, I might still walk from y'all, but I'm a hoop with y'all. You know, because he has nothing against the guys. Nothing against the guys. It's just Pat. So it's like, yo.
And Spo.
And Spo, yeah. Spo's had their beef and everything like that, but it's like, I think that could be worked out just fine.
They were gonna fight last year, wasn't it? And then that's what UD stepped in. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Like Spo's with the smoke, bro. Let's not question that. I'm pretty sure if Pat was Spo's age, he would be with the smoke too. We can get in the ring right now and go like with any of these players. I kid you not. I wouldn't be surprised, bro.
That's not something they would want to do, honestly.
You're right. But I know they're not. I know they're not backing down. I'm like, no, you're not gonna make me look like a punk. Like I'm the coach. I'm the one who says what goes. I'm the captain here. You know. So let me say it right. I'm the captain. Here. I'm the captain. So like, you know, I think that's the thing. But I think, you know, that's the latter part where I think could happen, where Jimmy comes back, and I think, you know, not all is well, but things are calmer. And I think, you know, he's going to want to hoop with his guys and be like, well, let's just, you know, ride this out. And then I'm going to walk anyway. So I might as well hoop and try to make some out of it. So.
I can see the what you just said happening as well because of course he's on a player option. He wants his next big contract. So if he comes back and he half asses it, it just doesn't play hard. He's gonna be tanking his value essentially. When it comes to the off season, there ain't gonna be too many teams. I think Phoenix will still offer him a max. But I don't think no other team would really offer him that type of contract really with the second apron stuff going on. So it would be smart to, come back and hoop.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see what happens, man. But there's so much what do people say these days? There's so much meat on the bone with this situation. So it remains to be seen, man. I feel for my guy, man. I really do. I feel for my guy Jimmy, bro, because man, he just at least I'm a Miami Heat fan that's been appreciative of him. I'm a Heat fan that's been appreciative of him. I appreciate what he's done since he's gotten here. I knew what he was going to bring to the table as soon as we got him because no one could really, you know, be on that level like all these other teams were, like we could be. And I knew that what we could be. And as I said in the beginning of all this, Pat messed up when he said what he said at that press conference. He said once he said that, he said it to the wrong guy. He just said it's the wrong guy. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we could see the writing on the wall back then. But it remains to be seen. We might get back on here and talk about this topic again. Definitely when a resolution happens. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks something will happen. Good luck to y'all. And hopefully Pat Riley has y'all have like a retirement plan or something for him. So somebody else could take over. Usher in the next generation because
it's
old
not all
school
bad
man.
though. It really is not all bad. The way his structure is. Like I can't even knock the way his structure is. It just like I just think the way he takes care of players. That's my only thing. I wouldn't knock anything about Heat culture of what we got going on here because it's not meant for all these players. It's not. I've heard plenty of players. I've heard all of these type of players in the league like, "Oh, I can't play basketball. I can't play ball." Well, then you ain't built for it. I just respectfully, you ain't built for it. I know you can bust my ass because I'm just a normal human being, average guy that plays hoops. But compared to in the league, you ain't built for it, and that's cool. Like you're not built for that type of culture to where you need to be in tip top shape and keep going, keep yourself running and whatnot. That's cool. So the people that we got, they built for that. They want this type of rigorous, training and all that stuff like that. And Jimmy's built for it too. But you got to take care of your players.
That's what I mean by saying like having an old school mentality. Like we're in the modern times now. Players are a lot different. Everybody's cool with everybody. Social media is a big thing. You got to be willing to be somewhat type of progressive, and not just stuck in your ways. And Pat Riley's just stuck in his ways, and it's gonna be that.
Yep. Unfortunately, yeah. I'm waiting on Father forgive me for saying this, but my man Fresh Prince he pretty much already said it, but I'm waiting for
The
that
succession
retirement
plan.
package. That retirement package plan because I already know who it is. I already know who it's gonna be. So we're good. We're good on that end. It's gonna be Zoe. Zoe's gonna be the next one in line. So
I thought I was gonna say Coach Spo, honestly. Move him to the front office and then make Zoe UD somebody else coach. That's what I was thinking.
nah, it's probably gonna be Zoe. Zoe's gonna be the one. Zoe's gonna be the one. And then maybe as time moves on, it could be Spo after that. And then who knows? Maybe I don't know about UD though. Oh man. I mean, look, y'all. No joke. I'm not trying to joan on him or anything like that. But man, like I remember going to a game and I saw that man with patches, bro. Like he was pulling. I said, "Yo, I'm glad he retired. I'm glad he retired because now
he got it fixed though.
It's full. It's full. It looks good. It looks great. So now we know he has some problems. He has some problems, bro. So I'm like, yo, I don't know if you need to be coaching, bro. I don't know if you need to be coaching. Maybe being like a specialized player assistant like he is with us now. I can appreciate that. But yeah, that's the way I see it right now. I think like the retirement package gonna come up, Zoe's gonna be in place, and then he's gonna have an idea how to do that. And then who knows on down the line, which I hope for is we'll bring our boy back. We'll bring D Wade back into the fold and bring him back into the mix and allow him to do what he does best for the team. So.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Nice way to kind of repay him for those last couple years. But yeah, honestly, I think we pretty much talked about every single facet to this story, man. Unless you got something else, you can just go ahead and close this one down, bro.
No, man, I really ain't got nothing this time, man. You know, for the past years, the past seasons, past years, y'all have heard me. Y'all have heard the community. Y'all have heard me just go crazy for my team, man. And that's my team, man. I'm gonna go crazy for them all day, every day. I'm gonna believe in my team. And you know, this is one of those seasons to where I'm like, I can't even say we're a dark horse, man. I can't even say it. I can't even sit here and say it to y'all, man.
Yeah.
It's Pat has really put a fork in us at this point, man. Yeah, he really has done that to us, bro. It's
Yeah,
like
that's right.
it's like we're a turkey in the oven for Thanksgiving, and he poked us with the fork, and we're overcooked. We're burnt. We're just burnt at this point. It's over. It's over. Sucks. Freaking over. And then it just became breaking news to where it just hits us in the face every day. And I'm like, crap, we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it.
Man, we just seems like we couldn't get away from it. But yeah, on that note, we're gonna catch you on the next one, man. This has been an excellent therapy session, man. And we'll see y'all on the next one.
Peace, y'all. I'm going skiing, y'all. I'm out this thing. Catch y'all on Monday back in town, y'all. Man.